In history, there exists a great figure named Marcus Aurelius, considered an icon of supreme power in the world. He stood out not only by his position, but also by his strict moral life, loyalty to principles, and deep philosophy. Unlike other Roman emperors, he rejected excess and luxurious pleasures. From wine-filled feasts to bloody spectacles in the Roman Colosseum, he clearly saw his mission: to serve humanity, a noble task entrusted to him by fate. With this spirit, Marcus Aurelius devoted himself wholeheartedly to fulfilling the meaning of his life, not allowing himself to become entangled in fleeting worldly pleasures. One of the core principles of Stoic philosophy is the ability to distinguish what we can control from what is beyond our control. Epictetus, one of the great thinkers of this school, pointed this out clearly in his teachings. Except for our actions, everything else is outside our control. This realization is not only clear but also profound, opening a new perspective on the world and our interaction with it. Relying on this principle, Stoic philosophy does not call us to completely withdraw from the world. Instead, it encourages us to accept and realistically relate to our limitations. They believe that focusing on things outside our control brings only unnecessary burden. When life is filled with suffering, it often happens because we care too much about factors that are outside the sphere of our influence. If we continue to let external factors govern us, we become puppets in the hands of fate. We often blame those who control us, but in reality, we voluntarily gave them this power. Once we stop paying attention to external influences, they lose their power, and we gain true inner peace. Marcus Aurelius's ability to remain calm in the face of things beyond his control allowed him to pass through the many trials he faced. As emperor, he could focus on the task that he believed was given to him by the gods. For Epictetus, freedom meant not succumbing to external forces. When life becomes difficult, what should we stop worrying about? And how do we do this? This video is a free exploration and interpretation of Marcus Aurelius's philosophy about how to learn to worry less about anything. In his reflections, Marcus distinguishes the present, the past, and the future. The emperor offers valuable ideas about how we worry too much about the wrong things. For clarity and structure, let's start with the future. As Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." This implies that our thoughts about the future are the source of our suffering. When it comes to the future, our imagination tends to run wild, creating many scenarios of what could happen, most of which likely will never occur. Faced with this, we think about how to deal with possible consequences, trembling at the thought that we don't know how the future will unfold or how our lives will turn out. In some cases, what we predicted does happen, but in many others, fate catches us off guard, leaving us feeling overwhelmed by events that we cannot foresee, for better or for worse. He wrote that what burdens us is not the event itself, but how we handle it in the present. All suffering from the future occurs in the present. Interestingly, it's not that the future happens in the present, rather, when we excessively worry about future events, life gradually becomes torturous, because we bring these events into our imagination, allowing these future visions to poison our current moment. So what did Marcus Aurelius say about excessive worry about the future? First, consider the following quote: "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you must, with the same weapons of reason that arm you today against the present." He pointed out that if you can deal with the present situation, then you can also deal with the future one. When he focused on the present, he understood that he could endure it. So why wouldn't he be able to handle what comes later? This view is similar to the concept of amor fati, the acceptance of fate, strengthened by the confidence that if you can endure something now, you can endure whatever comes tomorrow. Instead of worrying about events that might or might not happen, Marcus focused on what he could control. As for the past, Marcus understood that life is fleeting and fast, in a vast world beyond our reach. The past, like the future, lies in a realm where we cannot act. What has happened is done, and unless we invent a time machine, it cannot be changed. He said, "Remember that man lives only in the present, in this fleeting moment. All the rest of his life is either past and gone or not yet revealed. Therefore it is meaningless to worry about it." The point is not that past events don't influence the present or that we cannot learn from them, but that we cannot work with the past. It is beyond our reach. Memories of our past are often blurry. What exactly happened is difficult to grasp, since it depends on personal perception. People often replay past events in their minds, reliving the pain they caused. Some may think that by thinking about the past they somehow control it, but this is an illusion. The past is gone, and what we have left are only thoughts about what disappeared and will never return. "I wish I had done it differently," many say, but these desires cannot be satisfied. Instead of focusing on past events, Marcus Aurelius focuses on how he relates to them. We cannot control past events, and it is very likely that we cannot control them even when they happen in the present. However, we can control how we relate to them. At first, we may see the past as a series of misfortunes. Perhaps we experienced a difficult childhood full of hardships, or the end of an important relationship we believed would last forever. It could also be business ventures that ended in failure, projects we hoped would succeed but ultimately did not. But the past is not just a chain of misfortunes, it is part of our path. It can help us learn, mature and grow. Difficulties and failures in the past can help us better understand ourselves, explore our limits more deeply, and find ways to overcome them. They can become valuable lessons that make us stronger and better prepared for future challenges. Consider the past as part of your story, an essential but not defining part of your life. It is a source of inspiration to move forward and build a better future. Do not let the past shape your thinking and decisions. Use it to become stronger and more confident before future challenges. But for Marcus Aurelius, the essence of these events is not important. What matters is how he reacts to them. He poses the question, can we truly call something unfortunate if it does not violate the nature of a human being? Can you call something unfortunate if it does not contradict the natural order? Do you think that something that does not violate the will of nature can harm you? Do you know what the will of nature is? Did what happened prevent you from acting justly, wisely, modestly, fairly? Qualities that allow your true nature to flourish. Marcus Aurelius did not completely ignore the value of the past. He considered the past as guidance, observing how events unfold and repeat in cycles. From the past, we can infer something about the future. This brings us to the present. Marcus Aurelius understood that the present moment is all we have. It is the narrow field within our reach, while the past and future are vast realms outside our control. The present exists only in the moment, and the rest of life is either gone or not yet revealed. And yet, we often focus outside the present. We become dissatisfied with how life is unfolding right now, perhaps because things are not going according to plan, or because our desires are not yet fulfilled. It is in this state that the present moment becomes torturous, a prison where we endure the weight of the future or cling to an elusive present. Marcus Aurelius advises us to fully appreciate the present moment and accept it as it is. He believed that the course of the world is not in our power, but our reaction is in our power. Although we cannot control external events, we can control how we react to them. Imagine you had a difficult childhood full of obstacles and deprivation. It may be easy to label your past as a sequence of misfortunes. However, according to Marcus Aurelius, it is not useful to call these events disasters. What matters is how you choose to respond to them. He believed that when facing real events, if you do not consider them disasters, they cannot harm you. It's all about perspective. Instead of dwelling on the burdens of the past, focus on how that experience shaped you and strengthened you. In this way, you follow Stoic philosophy, accepting what cannot be changed and finding inner strength in the present. Marcus Aurelius viewed the laws of nature as his guiding force. If he resisted nature, or felt anger or sadness toward it, he would become a deserter, fleeing from what he should harmonize with. Imagine you are going through a difficult period in your personal life. You lost an important relationship and feel sadness and despair. According to Stoic philosophy, you can approach this situation in the following way. First, accept the situation. Accept that the loss of relationships is part of life and you cannot fully control it. What matters is how you handle it. Second, focus on self-worth. Instead of blaming yourself or feeling hopeless, focus on self-development and building self-worth from within. Third, learn and grow. View the loss of relationships as an opportunity to learn something and ask yourself what lessons you can take from this and how to become stronger. Fourth, live in the present. Do not waste time worrying about the past or fearing the future. Focus on the present and engage in what brings you joy. Fifth, communicate with others. If you feel lonely, try to connect with friends and get support. Finally, manage your emotions. Learn to control your emotions rather than allowing them to control you. This is the art of life. Life is not about having perfect external circumstances because they are unstable, fragile and changeable. but about how we deal with the events we face. That is what we should think about. Focus on this. Try to live in the present, regardless of the circumstances. Start changes with what is within your power. Just begin. Don't look at others. Don't look into the future. Don't dwell on the past. Look at what is right in front of you, and simply begin. I hope you achieve the positive results you desire. Remember, motivation may fluctuate, but be persistent and consistent in everything you do. Before finishing, I want to share an interesting story about how Marcus Aurelius completely changed the life of a man named David. David was a young, energetic person, but his life was always tense and full of pressure. He worked every day in a large company and always felt tired and unmotivated. During that difficult period, David began studying Marcus Aurelius's philosophy about how to live meaningfully and work with moral strength. It impressed David greatly. He started to study Stoicism more deeply and apply this philosophy in everyday life. He learned to relate more calmly to work pressure, to handle stress better, and to focus on truly important values. Thanks to Marcus Aurelius, David's life completely changed. Life was no longer as stressful and tense as before, and he noticed huge changes in his thinking and spirituality. Remember, life is a continuous journey, and there are precious moments that can completely change our lives. Through the reflections of Marcus Aurelius, we touch success and happiness. This article offers valuable advice and wisdom from one of the greatest philosophers in history. It is time to refresh your life with a new breeze. Take a moment to enjoy this video, a window into the world of new discoveries and understanding. We firmly believe that through these genuine moments, you will find inspiration and deep insight. If this video touched your heart, feel free to like it and share it with everyone around you. Let's create a community full of knowledge and rich experience, because each of our materials is a step toward a more conscious perception of the world. Join our channel, where every video is a new adventure, opening the door to endless enlightenment and inspiration. Subscribe to our channel, and you will never miss many exciting journeys into the world of Stoicism. Thank you for being part of this journey, and we look forward to sharing even more information with you in the future. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.